Who does the repairs in a household? I had this argument with a friend of mine where we were talking about, household repairs and who is the rightful person to actually repair stuff in a household. For example, the places I've lived, we've had this pumping machine problem, now borehole issues where the borehole just stays and at a point in time it stops working or it spoils or something just happens and you need to buy or replace something. Majority of the time, the tenants in the house are always like, we need to call the landlord. This is borehole, we need to call the landlord. And then some people are still like, the landlord is not living here, so why will you have to call the landlord when something like that happens, when we are the ones using the water, you understand? So most times there's always conflict because we want to call the landlord so that he will bring the money and will repair it instantly. Personally, I think the person that lives in the compound is supposed to be in charge of any repairs, especially pumping machine. The pumping machine spoils, you are the ones that need the water. So if you don't repair it and you're busy waiting for the landlord, you will go without water. That's just how it's going to be. So I feel like there are some things you don't really necessarily need to involve the house owner. Cases involving light issues, maybe there's been a problem with the transformer and then the whole street is asked to pay money or the house is asked to pay money. Those kind of situations, I feel you can involve the landlord. Especially, I think many times when they try to involve the landlord of the house is when the amount of money that they've been asked to pay is huge, like it's a lot of money. And when the tenants come together, even when they divide it, they'll still not be able to pay it. So I think that's the avenue when they have to like call the landlord and all of that. But then what do you think are the things that the landlord should be in charge of in a house? Like he has built the house, you've paid your rent, you now have your space in the compound. So what exactly, like if it is anything indoors, personally I feel you don't need to call the landlord for anything indoors. Maybe your pipe breaks, I think that one you can do it yourself.